All right, so in this video, we are going to talk about the reverse mortgage loan sizes for August of 2023. So a couple of things have changed since our last video in June of 2023. Number one, I took a month off. I went on a long extended family vacation to my in-laws' place up in Seattle City, New Jersey. It was wonderful. The kids had a blast. They surfed sometimes twice a day. My wife, we visited her family, so she had great time with her, quality time with her parents and her sister. And I worked a lot, but I kind of took a little bit of time off and relaxed myself. So anyway, since then, there was recently another interest rate hike in actually last week in late July. So what we have to see is, did this interest rate hike, did it impact reverse mortgage loan sizes? So we're going to do just that right now. And I'm going to switch to the good old PowerPoint and let's see what we're at. So there I am in a suit, a newscaster guy. So this is the reverse mortgage calculator for August of 2023. Now, if I can get this thing to move forward here, there we go. So the big question is, how do we determine how much money that you can get from a reverse mortgage? Well, there's two obvious reasons. Number one, or two obvious determinants. One is age. The second is home value. So you've got age and home value, which everybody talks about. If you call the big reverse mortgage chop shops, you see them on the internet, you see it on TV. They're going to talk about your age. You're going to talk about your home value. But if you really want to get deep on this and understand it, there's one more factor that's really important when we look at this, and that's interest rates. So when you have your interest rates, basically, the interest rates do something to reverse mortgage loan sizes, and I'm going to let you guess. So if you want to type below in the comment bar, do higher interest rates get you more money through a reverse mortgage, or do lower interest rates get you more money through a reverse mortgage? It's sort of common sense, but I've also done over 400 of these, so it might be common sense to me, but if you're new, then you might not understand it quite as well. But before we do that, just introduce myself real quick. My name is Jason Eichmiller. I own and run Reverse Mortgage Reality and Key Home Lending. I've been doing reverses since 2008, and I've helped a little bit over 450 seniors, their family members, and the professionals that serve them, like financial advisors and CPAs and lawyers, learn about reverse mortgages. And then when it's appropriate, I've held their hands through the entire process. So that is me all the way back. We were at the movie theater somewhat recently. That's Molly on my lap. She's 9. That's a Jason in his soccer jersey. He's 11. Alyssa, who's 13, and then my wife, Bridget. I forget what movie we're watching, but it was one of those 3D ones. I'm terrible at movies, by the way. I fall asleep all the time. If you want to get me, if you want to reach out to me, you can easily reach me at 888-309-9705. That's my direct line. My cell phone number is up here. By the way, you can put pause and just write down my info. Email me at jason@keyhomelending.com or go to www.reversequotes.com. And this actually is Reverse Quotes right here. It's our website. We're off the pause button. So let's see here. We'll just go back to Reverse Quotes. So here, if you don't want to call, you don't have time to chat right away, you can, of course, email me, or you can just fill your information out on the right if you're on desktop. Or if you're on mobile, you'll have to scroll down a little bit, but you'll see a place to put in your name, email, phone number, etc. Just information so I can get to know you a little bit. And so when we speak, I have something intelligent prepared for you. If you scroll down on Reverse Quotes, you can see I do interviews with some of the folks that I've helped. Again, I've helped a lot of them. This thing keeps scrolling up ahead. So help lots of seniors do this, and I always like to interview them just to see, just to kind of see what their feelings are and how they feel like the reverse mortgage helped them after the process, if that makes sense. So now here are some more reviews. They've got tons of them, but I just showcased some of them. There's Nadine. Actually, Jerry is on the top there. She was one of the comments here. Then you had you have an attorney, an adult attorney, Maureen, who wanted her mom to get a reverse mortgage, so I helped her mom through the attorney Maureen, and then Catherine, and then on this page we've got, and this is just scrolling down a little farther, we've got Nadine, who just did a reverse recently. We've got Jerry, and we've got Rita. So if you want to read that, just go to www.reversequotes.com. You'll see how other folks feel about the reverse mortgage process. Now, here's the thing with rates. When interest rates go up, remember, you were thinking like, what happens when interest rates go up? What happens with reverse mortgages? Do you get more money or less money? And the answer is, when rates go up, you get less. So it's unfortunate right now that as rates keep going up, the loan sizes are, at least for the HECM, the loan sizes are shrinking. But we'll also see eventually, whenever the rates decide to go down, and when's that going to happen? I think it will, but definitely don't have a crystal ball. When they do go down, then reverse mortgage loan sizes will go up again. But if you need a reverse now, if you need help right now, that doesn't really help you. So let's take a look at what happened actually. This is a history. This is just Forbes.com, pulled it up right off the interwebs. This is every single interest rate hike from the first one, March 17th, St. Patty's Day 2022, through now. You can see that they raised them and then they started increasing interest rates plus 75 bips, which means basis points. So you can see on the far right what happened with the rates. They went from a quarter of a point all the way up to 5.5% now. So everything's getting squeezed. Mortgages are more expensive, and then reverses, you're not making a payment on them. But the negative that's happening, I hate to be doom and gloom, but this is what it is. And you come here for the facts. This isn't just a reverse mortgage commercial. I'm not Tom Selleck. I'm going to walk you through and help you if this is appropriate for you and if this is going to drastically help your situation. So that's the only time that I want to recommend this program for you. And fortunately, it helps a lot of people. If you watch some of my other videos, we've got so many success stories. But anyway, you can see that as rates go up, rates have consistently gone up. And I think there's going to be another meeting. They're going to skip August. I think there's going to be another meeting in September where I believe they're going to hike it, but we're not sure. So stay tuned on that one. So all this math, all these interest rates, basis points, federal fund rates, it's kind of confusing. I saw this cartoon yesterday and I wanted to save it. It's just, sometimes this stuff looks like hieroglyphics, but hopefully my goal is to simplify it for you. So hopefully I'm doing a good job on that. And of course, if I'm not, or if you want me to clarify it for you, then feel free to reach out to me on 888-309-9705. Of course, you can go to the website or email me. Okay, now let's look at historically, and I'm only going to pull from May through August because we know, just take it as a fact that reverse mortgage loan sizes used to be a lot higher a year and a half ago. So right now, August of 2023, the one-year Treasury rate's 5.38. In May, it was, I don't know, about 50 basis points lower or so. So you can see in this, if you look on the top, or kind of the middle left, you'll see a 72-year-old with $1 million home value. In May, the HECM, which is the government reverse mortgage, the one that mostly everybody gets, the HECM was giving $382,000. Then in June, it dropped to $374. Now it's another $10,000 down, or $9,100 down at $364,900. So the HECM has dropped and dropped and dropped. The proprietary, though, we're not really sure why. I think there's a little bit more of an investor aptitude in the market for these proprietaries, but the proprietary loan sizes have increased very, very slightly. So from 352 to 358 to 360. So very small increases there, but the HECM has been falling. And now we're going to see, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at different ages and different home values. So traditionally what we're going to look at, just to have some little control over it, is we're going to look at an age of 55, 62, 72, 82, and 92. And home values of 400,000, 700,000, $1 million, and $2 million. Now your house, you might be, well, you can't be older than or younger than 55. If you're younger than 55, you can't get this. But you certainly might be. You might be 78. You might be 83. You might be 68. So take this as kind of a broad range. And obviously, again, as you get older, you get more money from a reverse. If you're younger, you get less money from a reverse. So if you want to see exactly how the reverse would specifically impact you, the goods, the bads, and your options, then feel free to reach out. So all right, let's see what we got here. Age 55. So we have this NA for the HECM, and I'm going to let you tell me why you can't get a HECM at age 55. And if you don't know, I'll tell you in a couple slides. But you can't get a HECM at age 55. With the proprietary, you can see here that depending on home values, the proprietary is basically about the same as it was in June. Smaller home value, so $400,000 home value, the HECM or the proprietary is a little less, gets a little bit bigger at 700, bigger at 1 million, actually drops a tiny bit at 2 million. So in essence, though, at $1 million, there's a $10,000 difference, which is material, but it's not a massive difference in cash. Okay, so that's age 55. And again, you can't get a HECM at age 55. In fact, if you want to give me a good guess, or if you've been with me for a while, go ahead and put that answer down below and tell me why. So age 62 now. What can you get at age 62? So we're not going to go over all of these. What I want to do is I want to show you a trend. So by the way, you can see the number in red is the number that is basically the option that can give you more money. So if you let's look at a 62-year-old with a $700,000 house. Well, you know that since from June till now, the HECM's dropped quite a bit. And the HECM used to be winning. The HECM used to give more than the proprietary in June, but now it flipped. The proprietary gives you basically the same thing, but since the HECM dropped so much, now the proprietary is giving almost $2,000 more. Again, not a huge difference. And what we would do is we would look at the characteristics, what you need this for, how you need to take the money. And in some ways, the proprietary is smarter to do. In other ways, and actually quite a few more ways, the HECM is smarter to do. But we'll tell you what, later in this, at the very end, we'll go over a slide or two that highlights the difference between the proprietary reverse mortgage and the HECM. So just hang tight and we'll go over the differences right there. But you can see for 62-year-olds, the proprietary is about the same and the HECM has lost. So now, here's your answer, by the way. Why can't you get a HECM at age 55? You can't get a HECM at age 55 because the minimum age for a HECM is 62. But if you're under 62, you can always get a proprietary. And if you're over 62, but you have a spouse who's younger, then you can get a HECM and your spouse can be a non-borrowing spouse. That's a kind of a topic for another video right there, because there are some specifics about it and I just like to keep it safe. But again, that's a different that's a different topic for a different day. And of course, if you have an underage spouse, you're still considering this, then give me a shout and one-on-one we can go over kind of the differences and how it would work. So the other thing you can see from this slide is that in 2022, the maximum home value for the HECM was $970,800, and now in 2023, it's $1,089,300. So that just means that let's say you have a $1.1 million house. In 2022, they were only going to get credit you $970,800 of that value, and now in 2023, they're going to credit you $1.089 million of that value. And you're going to kind of see it in the next slides, and you would have seen it at age 62. If you go back here and you look at home value 1 million versus 2 million, you'll see that the HECM at $1 million value, the HECM gives 304.9. At the $2 million value, the HECM just gives 333. And it's because the HECM is going off of the 1.0893. Okay, hope that makes sense. I'm talking kind of fast because I want to get through this. But if you have any questions about that specifically, feel free to comment below or just give me a shout. All right, let's get to 72-year-olds. Again, you can see that the HECM trends lower. So the HECM is giving you less. The proprietary now is giving you a little bit more at a slightly older age. So let's look at the $1 million home value. The HECM, obviously, it's dropped from 380 to 365, 364.9, but the proprietary has gone up from 355 to 360. So at a higher value, the HECM is kind of winning the day. At $1 million, the HECM is winning. At a, let's see, $700,000 value, it's about the same. And of course, as you get over $1.1 million, the proprietary is winning, and it's winning pretty big. Look at this, $2 million house. HECM's giving 398. The proprietary is giving 729. All right, 82. We should see, all right, look at this. HECM's still giving less, but now the proprietary's picked up. So we have an age 82. Did I say 89 before? If I did, I meant 82. The proprietary is now giving more money, and it's a little bit, still it's pretty close. It's a little bit bigger than the HECM. And 92, well, look at the difference here. The HECM, let's look at $1 million home value. The HECM gave 462, and the proprietary gave 465 at 82. But at 92, look at this jump in the cash that you get. At 92, the HECM is going 605, and the proprietary is just going 494. So if you get into that mid to upper 80s range, the HECM is going to start to really strongly outpace the proprietary. Again, you're probably not one of these ages. Your home value is probably in the middle somewhere. And actually, we go all the way up to about $10 million in home values. We can lend up to about $5 million. So if you're in that range, then if you want to get an idea of specifically how much you can get, then feel free to reach out to me and I'll share it with you. Okay, so now just get back here. All right, so now the slide, and we're almost done, by the way. Woo, only 17 minutes in. Let's compare and contrast the HECM versus the proprietary reverse. So the HECM is, in a nutshell, the HECM is very flexible, whereas the proprietary, it works in some cases, but it is very inflexible, to tell you the truth. So the proprietary, I'll start with that because it has fewer options. The proprietary is going to give you a lump sum of cash. So let's see here. If we go back to a 72-year-old with $1 million home value, that proprietary is going to give you $360,200. The HECM will give you $364, but if you're free and clear on your house, the proprietary will still give you $360, whereas the HECM will only give you 60% of that $365 right away, and it'll make you wait a year for the rest of it. So let me get back to that slide right there. So if you need all the cash right away, you're going to go proprietary. If your house is worth over 1.1, then you probably want to look at a proprietary as well, because the proprietary is going to return more money over the entire year time frame than the HECM will. Again, HECM's cap at 1.09 million. Also, this is probably not all of you, and it's very few, but if you take in cash out, let's say you got a home equity line of credit within a year, you can't get a HECM, but you can get a proprietary. I do have people who come to me in those situations. So higher value homes, you need the cash out right away. Let's say you need home health care, you've got something that you want to invest in, the proprietary is the right way to go. The HECM, it's going to be stronger in flexibility. So the HECM allows you to get monthly income. It gives you a partial lump sum. If you're free and clear, again, it'll give you about 60% of whatever the loan amount is right away. You got to wait a year for the rest. The HECM also gives you a line of credit, which if you've watched my other videos, I absolutely love. Line of credit it's the only thing that I know of, only financial product that I know of, where it grows. You don't have to invest any money in it. And that line of credit grows tax-free year by year by year. And by the way, when I say tax-free, I should tell you I'm not a CPA, nor do I play one on TV, but there are no taxes charged on any of this money or credit line growth, because in the end, you're just borrowing the money, and it does come due if you sold your house or if both of you die, okay? So you get the monthly income, you get the credit line, you get the partial lump sum, you can kind of combine them together. I had a guy or a lady, a guy in California who got this for his mom, and we did everything for her. We did a credit line, we did some monthly income, gave her a little bit of a lump sum. Oh, and we had something called a LISA, which we're not going to really get into, but it's basically where we paid property taxes and homeowners insurance for her life. The bottom line for the HECM is, again, the flexibility is terrific. And if you need an additional retirement safety net, that's what the credit line is there for. So those are the differences. There's small ones as well. HECMs have higher fees, proprietaries have far lower fees, but then the interest rates, HECM interest rates are lower, proprietary interest rates are higher. A few things like that. So again, when we chat, we're going to compare and contrast both of those options so that you can figure out what's smarter for you. Okay, I never pigeonhole anybody. I need to speak with you to understand, number one, can you qualify for this? Number two, should you get it? So again, if you'd like to get in touch, this is the website again. It's Reverse Quotes. You can go there. There we go. How to reach us? Me. Feel free to call me at 888-309-9705, or you can reach me at reversequotes.com or jason@keyhomelending.com. I'm going to go back to me right quick. Okay, there I am. So there you go. Focus on moi for a second. So yeah, we're 21 minutes into this, and I never want to run these things too long because you probably have better things to do than listen to me when I'm not talking about reverse mortgage numbers. But just if you do, if you're interested in a reverse for yourself or a loved one, or if you're a financial advisor and you're looking at one for a client, I'd be more than happy to help. What we would do on our call is I'll ask you a lot of questions. I certainly will. You'll have the opportunity to ask me questions and I'll answer absolutely everything. So nothing's held back. We'll go over interest rates. We'll go over fees. We'll go over options. We'll take a look at, okay, this is your situation. Number one, can a reverse mortgage work? Because about half the people who call me, they can't do it. They can't qualify for it. So in that case, it stinks. It stinks for you because you want to do it and can't. It stinks for me because I can't help you, but I'll let you off the hook. I'll let you know as soon as I know that it doesn't work. But if you can do a reverse, we'll go over the different ways you can take it, your options. I'll probably give you my advice on what I think is the smartest thing for you to do with it. And then if you'd like my help, I'll hold you by a hand, and I really will. I don't hand you off to any processors or anything. It's me. I'll walk you through the entire reverse mortgage, and I'll make sure that you're well educated, that you don't have any surprises, and that you're happy. So if that's you, if you want to know how it'll work, then feel free to reach out. Again, call me. My name's Jason. Phone number is 888-309-9705. Go to reversequotes.com. Go to Jason or email jason@keyhomelending.com, and I will do my very, very, very best to help you. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you found this educational, and we'll talk real soon. Take care of yourself.